Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Are You Achieving 60% Growth You Could on Amazon? We are using the GoToWebinar panel on the right side. If you have any questions during the presentation, please fill them in and we'll get to you at the end during our Q&A session. Today's presenters, I'm Craig Abrahamson, Director of Marketing at Dytacomp, and joining me on the call will be John Shotliff, our Senior Solutions Specialist. Right before I jump into the agenda, I just wanted to do two quick polls. The first one, to see if you are currently using Multi-Channel Order Manager. If you could just quickly respond to that, we'll close this very soon. All right, right now it does look like the pretty mixed bag of people who are on M.O.M and those who aren't. And then the second poll that I just wanted to ask is if you currently are selling on Amazon Marketplace. You could just respond to that very quickly. All right, we're going to close that out. It looks like around 35% of you are currently selling on Amazon and the rest are not, which this webinar will be perfect for both situations. Let's just take a look at the agenda. We're going to quickly go over why Amazon must be part of your business model, you know, the numbers behind it, and what multi-channel merchants are experiencing in terms of growth, profitability, taking a look at some of the reasons why vendors have said that they won't sell on Amazon, and to really look at and determine if those are valid reasons. We'll then take a look at how easy it is to get started on Amazon. Is it really as easy as they say it is? How much does Amazon charge? That's always a big question that comes up. And then how do I manage my inventory across channels? Let's dive right into why Amazon must be a part of your business model. As you look at the slide, the numbers just don't lie. Amazon is the 10th most visited site in the world and the 5th most visited site in the United States. Visitors to this site spend an average of 38 seconds on each page view and a total of 10 minutes on the site during each visit. This means that these people who are coming to the site are actually looking at the content, searching to find products that they want, and they're really engaged with the site. Typically, you don't see that type of time frame in a visit. That's a very good sign. And actually, Amazon generates approximately 250 million visits per month, and that's according to eBiz MBA. And that sales increased 34% to over $13 billion in the first quarter of 2012, and that's compared with over $9 billion in the first quarter of 2011, and those numbers are according to Amazon. Now you just have to look at the growth in Amazon's fourth quarter. It was 35%, which is basically twice as much as the e-commerce market, and the growth has actually continued for over 9 consecutive quarters. With that in mind, let's take look at some of the stats from e-commerce expert Lisa Sutora, who's a big advocate for selling on Amazon. As you can see from the slide, holiday shopping really does begin online at Amazon, and it was the most visited site on Black Friday. There are actually 20% of all people who surf the web will visit Amazon this year. If you just think about that number, that's a staggering number. Now that the stat that everyone should be looking at on the webinar, 38% of all Amazon retail sales are by third-party online merchants, and this continues to grow each quarter. So if you just look at the first quarter results, that's over $5 billion in sales for third-party online merchants through Amazon. Now, no matter how successful you are, you just can't beat that number, and you can't beat Amazon. And there's always that old saying that I'm sure everyone's heard of, if you can't beat them, join them. Let's take a look at some additional third-party merchant stats. the growth in third-party sales in both the fourth quarter of 2011 and first quarter of 2012 was 60%. I don't know any business that really can achieve that type of number that quickly. It's 60%. Now imagine if your business could capitalize on that growth. Amazon Marketplace really represents an opportunity for you to reach over 173 million potential new customers. That gives you the opportunity to extend your geographic reach, build brand awareness, and really increase your overall revenue. The combination of offering best-selling items and the trust that Amazon has gained over the years with its client base can greatly help in growing your company, your customer base, and your revenue. So then it becomes a question of whether or not you want to become a part of this unbelievable growth that Amazon has demonstrated. Just consider how much you grew this past year. You know, just based on our clients, some of them were 5%, 10%, some, you know, as high as 15%. But there's now another door available to you to capitalize not on just the growth that you're experiencing, but also the opportunity to grow even more through Amazon and the amazing sales that they're experiencing. Now, according to Practical E-commerce, Amazon's strategy is to focus on 3 core values. And you could probably see this when you visit their site. It's selection, price, and convenience. They really do make it easy. No matter what you want to buy, you can go on Amazon, and most likely you're going to find it. It's whether Amazon is selling it directly or through a third-party merchant, but most likely you're going to find it on there. Now, third-party merchants fit into this strategy just because Amazon wants to offer the widest selection of products available. They really want to be the one-stop shop for anyone who's going online to make a purchase. And as we saw by the numbers, just by listing your product on Amazon's marketplace, will get your product in front of a significant volume of traffic. But is that really the way to get started? Is it really that easy? And the quick answer is yes. Now, on this slide, there are the 4 steps that Amazon outlines on its site, and they really do talk about the ease of setting this up. So it can't get any easier than that to happen to 173 million potential new customers. Just 4 simple steps. But of course, you have to look at the number of products that you're selling on Amazon, and the more you have, the more complicated the process becomes. You have to manage all of that information, find the best categories, write the strongest descriptions to convince potential customers to buy from your store instead of your competitors, and you have to have them fulfill the orders on your own, or you could also use fulfillment by Amazon. Okay, so there has to be a catch when it comes to selling on Amazon. The fees must be astronomical. And when you're a small business and you plan on selling under 40 products per month on Amazon, the cost is actually 99 cents per product to list. In addition, there's the referral fee and closing fee listed on the chart below. But those small merchants that see the opportunity and can sell over 40 products, the costs are something to consider. You pay a flat subscription rate of $39.99 in addition to the fees based on the categories that you sell in. For example, if you're selling a CD on Amazon, and I'm actually one of the few people who still does purchase CDs, and I do it on Amazon, you're really not making much of a profit unless you're selling in high volumes. So just for an example, let's say you sell your CD at $10 with free shipping. Right off the bat, that's a $100.50 referral plus the 80 cents on the variable closing fee plus the subscription rate. And let's make it easy and say, based on the number of products you list, that subscription rate really ends up being 50 cents per product. When you add it up, the merchant really isn't making a lot on that sale, but at the same point, if you want to sell that CD, you really need to be on Amazon because that's where people are shopping. And as the number of orders increase from your store on Amazon, so do the profits. Now let's take a look at some of the reasons that merchants have told us as to why they aren't on Amazon. One of the things that we often hear is it's too difficult to get started. Well, we actually just saw how easy it is, and that's really not the case, that it's difficult. It's a simple process. Amazon basically outlines it in 4 steps. If you go through the terms of agreement, there's really not that much information you have to go through. You don't need an attorney to review all the information to get started. It's actually very simple once you dive in. Another thing we hear, I have to pay too much to be on Amazon, and that's definitely a valid reason. If you can't compete on price and you can't differentiate yourself from the competition, then most likely Amazon isn't for you. But if you can go head-to-head on price, you've heard the numbers about the growth, and that's something that you need to capitalize on. Some merchants have said that they don't have the staffing to handle the increased orders that they'll experience from opening another channel. But fortunately, you can use Fulfillment by Amazon, and they'll handle all the fulfillment, so you don't have to worry about staffing levels. It's something that's basically outsourced to Amazon, and they take care of everything. Another reason we hear is that merchants don't have the processes in place to really manage inventory across multiple channels. As you taste the success on Amazon and want to sell more, it can become difficult to effectively and efficiently manage your inventory, and Amazon requires that if you're fulfilling orders, that you have that inventory set aside. So as we just went over some of the main reasons that we're hearing why you're not on Amazon, let's just open up a quick poll and see if any of these are the reasons why you're currently not on them. If you could just quickly respond to this. We'll just keep this poll open for about a minute. All right, it looks like the answers are coming in, and we're going to close this out in just a second. And it does look like the responses are pretty evenly matched across the reasons, but it does look like the majority of people are talking about the inability to manage inventory across channels. And with that, I'm going to turn the presentation over to John Shotliff, our Senior Solutions Specialist, who will be able to talk about how you can actually handle inventory across channels and succeed as you open the Amazon business channel. John?
Thanks, Craig, for that introduction. Again, I'm John Shotliff, Senior Solutions Specialist here at Dytacom. For those of you who are not yet using the M.O.M platform, some of you might be working with me to review the M.O.M system. Some of you might be working with Jody Madsen. For those of you already enjoying the tools that M.O.M provides to help you run your business on a daily basis, you might be working with your account representatives. Either way, we appreciate your time this afternoon. And like Craig had said, let's take a look at how M.O.M specifically works with the Amazon marketplace and removes the objections for getting started. Right off the bat, a lot of you had said it's too difficult to get started, so I'll start to discuss how M.O.M will make it very easy to get started selling your products and inventory on Amazon. M.O.M can also very easily knock out the we wouldn't be able to handle the increased order volume, as well as we don't have processes in place to manage inventory across channels. So most of us are multi-channel merchants, meaning we sell our products over multiple sales channels, Amazon being just one of those. It's very important when selling your inventory across multiple sales channels that you have a good, strong inventory system connecting that inventory with automated inventory synchronizations. This way, when we're selling our widgets across these different channels, when we sell one on Amazon, for example, your other channels like your websites, your phone sales, your POS stores, and other marketplaces need to know that that widget has been sold and is no longer available. This enables us as a merchant to list our entire inventory across multiple channels, removing the need to segregate inventory per channel. And what I mean by that is if we have 100 units of a given widget, with the inventory synchronization tools that M.O.M provides with Amazon and other marketplaces and e-commerce platforms, we can tell each one of these channels that we have 100 units available. And when we sell one unit on a given channel, all the others will be brought up to speed with an inventory synchronization, as opposed to needing to divide up that 100 units and say, okay, 10 of these are specifically for Amazon, 10 are specifically for eBay, 10 are specifically for our website. So again, you can list your full entire inventory across your channels, including Amazon. So, one of the reasons that was mentioned why we aren't selling on Amazon currently is because it's too difficult to get started. Well, M.O.M makes it very easy to get started. With the tools that M.O.M provides right out of the box with the M.O.M version 8 would be the ability to automatically download new orders directly from Amazon into M.O.M. I talk on the phone with prospects and customers who aren't utilizing these tools, and they find that they need to log into all of their channels specifically and download orders one at a time from all of these different channels. M.O.M can automatically download the orders from Amazon, amongst other marketplaces, so we don't need to do any manual efforts or press any buttons to keep these orders flowing in, and we can get to fulfilling them in a timely manner. M.O.M allows you to group your products into the most accurate categories. We, Dynacomp, have done the research in terms of what fields and what data Amazon requires of you as the merchant selling a product on Amazon, including the categories that your product should be listed in. So if you were to set up an item in the M.O.M system, all of the current and accurate Amazon categories would be available to you so we can make the appropriate assignment. The M.O.M software has the ability to continually upload and download data from Amazon in an automated manner, so we don't need to manually press buttons or push flat files around. And when we're talking about continually uploading and downloading data, we're talking about listing products for sale. We can automatically list products for sale from M.O.M onto Amazon, so we don't have to set up items in M.O.M and then set it up again separately on Amazon, nor do you need to maintain it separately. For instance, if you set up an item in M.O.M and with a given description or a given price and decide that you want to update that sometime later, you can just go into M.O.M very quickly and easily, make the appropriate update, and M.O.M will push that update up to Amazon. The M.O.M system, whenever it downloads orders from Amazon, can upload the order acknowledgement to Amazon, which is a requirement when you're selling on Amazon to let Amazon know that the order was received by the merchant for fulfillment. We can synchronize inventory between M.O.M and Amazon like I've been describing, so that Amazon continually stays up to speed with your real-time accurate inventory so we don't oversell. The M.O.M system, another requirement of Amazon is that whenever you ship a package that was sold on Amazon, Amazon requires that you update the shipping status on the Amazon side to shipped and put the tracking number up there. A lot of you might be doing that manually currently, which is certainly very time-consuming, and the M.O.M system has the ability to automatically upload that shipping data to Amazon. And then like Craig had mentioned, you can also take advantage of the enhanced support for fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA as a lot of us refer to it as, so we can take advantage of some of the additional benefits you get, like their free Super Saver shipping. So, here we see some specific screenshots of the M.O.M software, specifically of the tools that we provide for Amazon. So let's start with the screenshot up on the top, which is a product setup screen for a specific product. So those of you that already have the M.O.M platform are probably familiar with this window, a tabbed out view with all the data about this product. And there's specifically an e-commerce tab with an Amazon sub-tab with all of the required information that you need to list a product for sale on Amazon. And this is, of course, important because, I'm sure most of you are selling products on your own branded e-commerce website. And when we list a product for sale out on our own e-commerce site, there's a relatively minimal amount of data that you need to sell it on your website. Typically need a SKU, a product title, a description, and a picture, whereas Amazon requires a lot more data like manufacturers, MSRPs, brands, conditions. So again, we, Dynacomp, have laid out in the product setup screen all the fields that are required of you as the merchant to sell the product on Amazon, including the Amazon categories. So, when using M.O.M, you have to have all your products set up in the M.O.M system anyway, so we can manage inventory for them and fulfill them. And then M.O.M can push this product information out to Amazon, so you don't need to set it up again separately. If we move down to the bottom screenshot, we see that is the setup for our e-commerce manager station within the M.O.M platform, as we call it. And this is where we set up the specific login or authentication information so that M.O.M knows how to connect specifically to your Amazon Seller Central account. So we plug in our merchant username, our merchant password, the merchant token. And as you might be able to see on this screenshot, and it's also highlighted off to the right, M.O.M today supports the new Amazon requirements. As you may or may not know, the current way of interfacing with Amazon is through a SOAP connection or a SOAP technology. And Amazon is going to be shifting to require that all merchants that are selling on Amazon will use their new Amazon Web Marketplace standard. And M.O.M already supports both, so that we don't get any interruption in terms of selling our products on Amazon. Now, moving on, what we see here is a screenshot of the e-commerce manager station within M.O.M, and we can see the data integration points between M.O.M and Amazon. So let me just take a second here and highlight these things. These are things that a lot of you might be doing manually at the current point in time, and as we'll see here, you'll be able to automate these things. So up at the top, we see M.O.M can connect to Amazon and download new orders. The next one is M.O.M can upload the order acknowledgement, letting Amazon know that we've received a given order for fulfillment. The third one is we can upload package information, meaning automatically update the shipping status on the Amazon side and put the tracking number up there. We can synchronize the product inventory between M.O.M and Amazon so that as we sell our products and inventory over multiple sales channels, M.O.M will automatically feed the inventory synchronization back to Amazon so that Amazon stays up to speed. And we can, as it says there, publish new products or list products for sale from the M.O.M database onto Amazon. So again, from having conversations with my prospective customers that don't yet have M.O.M, a lot of you are doing these things manually, which is very time-consuming, logging into Seller Central and having to manually check and see if there's new orders, and then downloading them to a flat file. I hear a lot of you are at the end of a given day when you've done your shipping for the day. I hear a lot of you are manually logging into Seller Central and clicking off which orders shipped and which didn't, and pasting tracking numbers up there, which certainly takes time and is prone to error. I understand a lot of you don't have the necessary tools to keep the inventory up to speed on Amazon and have to go and manually make adjustments on Amazon as to what inventory you have available. And as I'm sure you know, when you get into the thick of your busy season and things are happening at a very fast pace, we don't always remember to do these things, which could cause overselling issues for you. And of course, the product listings is huge as well, because if you have a given widget and want to sell it on multiple sales channels, Amazon being one of them, you want to minimize the amount of manual efforts that it takes to get that product properly set up for sale on all of these channels. So just very quickly, one thing I'd like to point out, we see a checkbox on this screenshot here that says continually upload and download data every so many minutes, and as you can see there, it currently says every 60 minutes. That's flexible so that these data integration points can run automatically behind the scenes on whatever time interval you like. So a very popular thing to do would be to configure, for example, the synchronization of inventory and the uploading of order status and tracking numbers back to Amazon. Maybe set those to run automatically every 15 minutes or every 5 minutes, for example. So this is the e-commerce manager station that you would utilize inside M.O.M to connect with Amazon. So what we have on front of us on this slide is a workflow diagram. So as we've been discussing here, the M.O.M system through that e-commerce manager station can connect up to your Amazon Seller Central account and automatically pull down those new orders. Now, what happens to an Amazon order once it downloads from Amazon and is inside the M.O.M database? Well, at that point, that order is really an order in the M.O.M system just like any other order. And a nice advantage to this is, again, when I talk to a lot of prospects that don't yet have the M.O.M platform, they describe painful situations to me where they have to log into all of their different sales channels that they accept orders on individually and download the orders from each of those one at a time. And then from there, each order then might, the batches of orders from different channels then go through different workflows. That gets very difficult to train your staff on fulfillment and shipping. So again, Amazon orders will come into the M.O.M system and go through the same convenient, easy workflow as all the other orders, which also helps remove the potential objection of selling on Amazon of we wouldn't be able to handle the increased order volume. With M.O.M, you most certainly would. So let's just walk through this here very quickly. An Amazon order comes into the system. So we're on the top left of this diagram where it says order received and entered. Again, that would happen automatically with our automatic order download from Amazon. From there, M.O.M is going to be committing the inventory to that Amazon order, and then, of course, shooting out inventory synchronizations to our marketplaces like Amazon so they stay up to speed as to real-time inventory. M.O.M then, of course, sends the order out to the warehouse for processing and fulfillment, where then shipping labels and documents are prepared. And like it's highlighted on the screen, M.O.M is talking to all the major carriers right out of the box, like UPS and FedEx and USPS. We can do rate shopping to help make sure our cost is kept to a minimum. From there, moving on, we see the product is, of course, shipped out the door. M.O.M will update Amazon, let Amazon know it's shipped, and put the tracking number up there, so you don't need to do that manually. And then, of course, the customer receives the order. They are then a happy customer who will then ultimately turn into a repeat buyer from you because they had such a great purchasing experience. So utilizing these tools that the M.O.M provides, like this Amazon Marketplace integration, Dytacom customers, aka M.O.M users, collectively generate some of these impressive numbers that we see on the screen in front of us. Like 1 million plus online shoppers daily, over 80,000 orders placed and shipped 24/7. Next one, my favorite, over $4 billion of inventory continually optimized through the M.O.M software and fed out to marketplaces like Amazon. Over $8 million in invoiced and posted sales daily, and over 200 million customers marketed in real time. So in terms of next steps after this webinar, we'd like to get in touch with each and every one of you who's been in attendance today to discuss your specific questions that came up as we watched this webinar. We'll get to some Q&A in just a moment. We see a lot of good questions have been submitted throughout this presentation. So after this webinar, we'll reach out to you and discuss your specific questions and business scenarios and how M.O.M can address those pains and challenges for you. And then we can set up online demonstrations to walk you through any key processes that you might need to take a closer look at, and of course get you quotes.
All right, thank you, John, for that overview of M.O.M and Amazon Marketplace. We're going to get to your questions in just a second. We will be sending you a copy of the presentation as well as a link to the on-demand version if you want to watch it or forward it to anyone. We are running out of time, but we will get to just a couple of questions, and we'll respond to any ones that we don't get to after the event. The first question I see is, what about concerns that Amazon will learn my business and then start selling against me? Merchants have brought this up. There is a concern that Amazon is aggregating all the data and seeing what products sell the most to see if that's an area that they should enter in. You know, it does seem more like these are concerns that haven't come to fruition yet. It seems like Amazon is part of their business model is really to rely on sales through third-party merchants. It's something that if they could generate income without purchasing those products and inventory on their own, then it benefits them just as much as it does you. So far we haven't seen anything.
One here I'd like to answer here is, what if the product doesn't have a UPC code? Can we still sell it on Amazon? That's a very good question that is posed to us often. Some of you might be manufacturing some of your own products, for example, that don't have a universal product code, or a UPC as it's called. So typically, yes, Amazon requires that a product has a UPC to list it for sale. However, what we've been finding is that if you have a unique product that doesn't have a UPC, you should contact your Amazon rep that helped you set up your Seller Central account, and get a pass from them, if you will. They can provide a specific code to put with a product that does not have a UPC. That way, when Mom pushes that product up to Amazon in an attempt to list it for sale, Amazon will see this special code, which lets the Amazon server and Amazon system know, hey, even though this doesn't have a UPC, accept this listing anyway as per that special exception code. So again, you'll want to talk with your Amazon account rep about any products you have that don't have a UPC to get this special exception.
All right, the next question that came in, do you not have to enter any of the products on Seller Central?
That's a good question as well. That's correct. You do not need to enter any of the products for sale on Amazon Seller Central. So if you were to license Mom, import your products into the Mom database, Mom can list them for sale on Amazon for you, so you don't need to do that separately or maintain it separately. And I just wanted to add to that very quickly. For any of you that are already selling on Amazon with products already listed, this is okay. The listing, it's not required that originated from Mom. So again, if you have products that are already listed for sale on Amazon, that's okay. We can still use Mom to synchronize inventory for them, download orders, fulfill them, push back the order status and tracking numbers, and do all of those other functions.
Okay, we are at the end of our time limit for the webinar, but we will take one more question and we will respond to you after the event. There are a lot of questions specific to Amazon Marketplace as well as to Mom. The last question, how would Mom be adapted to interact with our company's existing infrastructure to transmit orders through our process electronically? So it's basically, how would Mom integrate with our other systems in order to process and fulfill orders?
Okay, so that's a good question. So the Amazon Seller Central and Amazon FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon, that's a pre-existing standard interface that we have between Mom and Amazon. So that's already taken care of for you. You don't need to worry about any technical configurations there. Similarly, Mom has a lot of other standard out-of-the-box interfaces to a lot of other marketplaces as well as e-commerce websites and shopping carts. So one of the things we'd like to do after this webinar concludes is get together with you one-on-one to discuss the products you're selling and the specific sales channels that you're selling them on, as well as any specific sales channels that you're looking to migrate and expand into. And we can tell you exactly how you'd work with them. Ideally, if there was a standard out-of-the-box interface for the channels you work with, then you're all set. And if not, there are plenty of other alternative options available. And at the high level, we have an open API that's available to connect the Mom system and Mom database to other channels that we don't already have pre-existing interfaces for. And we also have a lot of flexible, powerful import-export tools available as well. So again, we'll discuss with you the specific sales channels you work with and how Mom would address each one of them.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you everyone for joining us today for the webinar. As I mentioned, we will be sending you a copy of the slides as well as the link to the on-demand version. And we hope you found this informative, and we will get to any of the questions that we missed after this event. Thank you very much.